You can't give what you don't have. When you are talking about integrity, you are really talking about the real person, who that person is.
When you talk of integrity, you talk of honesty. To be honest. And to be honest means to be trustworthy, to be truthful. And politics is science and art of government.
Politics is about the people.
Yes.
And if you talk about it in a deeper sense, it has to do with how people take decisions on how to lead themselves.
Our viewers, we want to welcome you to another interesting episode of Christians in Politics, coming to you from ACNN, Anglican Cable Network Nigeria. It's good to know that you are there, and today's topic promises to be very interesting, and the topic is defection and the current impeachment drama in Nigeria. There have been a lot of drama for the past 2-3 weeks or so, and last week, Tuesday, was particularly a big one in the National Assembly, when about 51 members of the National Assembly defected from the ruling APC. About 32 of them moved into PDP, and while some others went into, decided to go into a membership of other younger or smaller parties. So it has generated a lot of tension all over, and we can see it even reverberating in our states and national assemblies, impeachments taking place here and there. Maybe some of you must have heard that whether the drama, well, let me put it, there was a drama in Benue again this week, where an impeachment notice is purportedly served by 6 members of the House of Assembly who are members of APC on the governor, Otom, who defected to PDP. We have heard that they are doing everything to see if they can remove Saraki and Ekweremadu from office. That is to change the leadership of the National Assembly. We have so many things going on at the same time. And in the studio with me this morning to discuss this interesting topic is a brother in my immediate left. We have the Reverend Canon Benjamin Agbejumeye. Agbejumeye, he corrected me the last time. So he's here with us. He's a priest in Abuja Diocese and a public affairs commentator who is really doing it with passion, who wants Nigeria to have a better life. And we also have somebody at the extreme left on this Zibabariga, they call this type of dress. This is dress that represent the politicians. Maybe I will find out whether he is ready to contest for presidency in 2019. I told you people before that if the lay people are not ready to do it well, the priest will take over the stage. Our brother is the Reverend Canon Smart Simon, also a serving priest in Abuja Diocese and also a public affairs commentator. We welcome you.
Thank you very much.
Benjamin, I hope everything is okay out there. I know there is tension, but before we go into the full discussion, let's just play one video clip and let it set the tone.
Letter to the Senate President. Dear Senate President, after due consultation with our constituents and stakeholders in our constituency, in proper recognition of Section 681G of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and for the fact of our party, the All Progressives is hereby majority faction. We hereby inform the Senate that we, the undersigned, Senator Dine Milai Kogi West, Senator Benade Gabas Ganade Benue State, Senator Ibrahim Dembaba Sokoto State, Senator Shaba Lafaji Kwara North, Senator Mohamed Shitu Jigawa, Senator Rafi Ibrahim Kwara South, Senator Unkui Kaduna North, Senator Isa Haman Bauchi Central, Senator Mosura Sumoni Oyo Central, Senator Shoji Akombi Oyo South, Senator Usman Bayo Nafada Gombe North, Senator Musa Kwankoso Kano Central, Senator Nazif Bauchi North, Senator Alen Wadi Tejoshu Ogun Central, hereby informed that we don't sign a changing our political affiliation from the All Progressives Congress to the People's Democratic Party. We thank you for your exemplary leadership. As always, yours sincerely.
Yes, I think we have seen that video clip that came up from the Senate arm of the National Assembly. Maybe later we will show you another clip from the other arm, the House of Rep, the Green Chambers. Now, let me start with Reverend Kano Smart. How do you see this drama that is going on in this country while we are preparing for 2019?
Well, I want to say that it is simple. One do not need to query history. If you look at the history of this country since the return of democracy in 1999 up to date, defection, or simply put, change of political party,
cross-carpeting.
Cross-carpeting has always been there. And the reason being that the moment you see that you are in a political party that may not favor your political ambition, the next thing is you want to change. So basically, politicians change political parties to be better positioned to benefit from certain conceived interests. And unfortunately, these interests are more personalized. And since most political parties in Nigeria today are formed without any clear-cut ideology and divided, so every defecting politician or group are able to fit into any political party. So the moment the thing is not favoring you and your ambition, you move. In the countries where their political parties have ideology and everybody respect the party and ideologies, they don't just move anyhow. And the thing is that everybody in that, every card-carrying member of a certain political party will always want to ensure that he is able to, if through that party he is in the position of authority, he wants to make sure that he will do everything that the party wants him to do. He will promote the ideology, the policies of that very party. But in Nigeria, it's different. Political parties are just platform of gaining power. The moment you get power, then when you go there, you have other things to do. And let me use this analogy. It's just like this popular sport, football. When your opponent is coming to your goal to come and score you, you have to do everything possible. You have to be defensive. You have to put everything in order to ensure that as your opponent is coming to score, you do not concede a goal. So you defend with everything possible.
Including kicking the person's leg?
Yes, because if you allow him, he will score you. So this defecting or change of party or cross-carpeting that is happening has been the order of the day. In fact, I think that there is, hardly will you see any politician in Nigeria who is not from one political party to another. I can mention names from 1999 of politicians that are from one party to, in fact, even Mr. President, with due respect to him, from APP to AMPP to CPC, and finally to APC today. Atiku is also there. Konkoso is also there. So these are the normal things that usually happen.
It has become a normal thing in Nigeria.
It's just normal.
Now, what is abnormal about the current defection?
Well, there are a lot of problems. At times when we look at the problems confronting Nigeria, it really gives one a serious concern.
Is defection part of the problems?
No, defection is not really a problem, but the effect of defection is the problem. Because when the drama of this defection happened, at least since 1999, politicians, both the National Assembly and state houses of assembly, have been defecting. But like what happened in 2014 before the general election, and the drama that followed, and looking at this current situation we find ourselves, you now feel that yes, Nigeria is set for another crisis. Why am I saying Nigeria is set for another crisis? Because if you look at the morning before the defection news came up, you discover that the police who are supposed to maintain law and order went to block the house of Ike Ekweremadu and that of the Senate President. And who gave the order? The public
police PRO.
Police PRO came out to say that there was no such order, that it was the Senate President that asked his aide to block, that created that blockade on his part. And you ask your question, I ask this question, how can the Senate President on his own decide to block his own way? And you see even footage of the incident shows that yes, police with their vehicle were blocking the whole road. It is not a vehicle attached or the police attached to the convoy of the Senate President. And that same morning, we heard that the SARS invited the Senate President to come and answer questions based on the criminality that happened in Kwara. On that same morning, Ike Ekweremadu was invited by EFCC to come and answer questions. So you saw a kind of prearranged scenario that played out in order to stop the National Assembly from doing their legitimate function. Because already they are aware what will happen, that day the letter written to the Senate President will be read on the floor of the National Assembly. So the only way to stop them is to use the police. The police that are supposed to be neutral have become a tool by those in power. So how can the citizens now have confidence in the protection of the police? That is why I say that Nigeria is ready for another war, because the police this time has become an arm of the ruling party. Look at what happened in Benue. Before now, there was no such allegations of a governor embezzling 20 billion naira.
So people say because it was in the APC, and that's what many have been saying, that once you are in the ruling party,
that means
you are a saint. But the day you step out,
the party, how can a police give protection to 6 or 8 members of the House of Assembly, and deprive 22 members access to the House of Assembly?
No, it really presents a picture of
now you can now see that police, the Nigerian police, are being used to cause more anarchy in the country instead of maintaining peace
now
and law in the country.
Maybe we may come back. Let's go back to the same issue of defection where we are taking off. Now, when Canon was speaking, he made a statement that looked as if he is of the opinion that this defection is something for personal interest. Do you look at it, or this defection? Because some people are saying it is to satisfy their personal ambition. Some people are saying it's because of what is going on in the country that many people are not happy about. What is your
Well, I beg to differ from his own view. Yes, politicians, they have a personal ambition. But if you look at what has been playing out since 2015 till now, even the ruling party, is there cohesion in the ruling party? If there is cohesion, if there is unity among our members,
APC will not.
Why all these wranglings in the party? Why all these parallel conventions in the party? So it tells you that the APC is more even divided before now, and it is the division and failure of leadership that is creating this defection. Because governors in their states, they have become lords. Whatever they say is final. Whoever that they say will be a flag bearer, a neutral flag bearer, is final. So politicians, every human being has an ambition. You have a desire.
But governors are also defecting.
Yes, even among the governors.
Yeah.
You see, have those who are seen as passive enemies to the party, and those who are the center of the party, especially in the national level.
Just hold it there. Canon Smart.
Yes, sir.
Governor Oton's defection, how do you look at it? Because the day he defected, he was still on his way trying to go to somewhere, whether in Abuja, to have meeting with leadership of APC. Then the youths stopped him from moving, and before evening, he declared that he's no longer a member of it. Do you think that he did that for his own personal gain, or for to carry his people along?
When I first of all make my submission, yeah, it is true I talk about politicians having personal interests, which actually we cannot rule that out. Where you feel your interests cannot be accommodated,
yes,
you find another way. And then secondly, with the coming of the current chairman of APC, Adams Oshomole, he has come with his own style of leadership, and then he has said a lot of things against individuals and all that. Now, the day before the defection, Samuel Otom was together with the chairman of the APC.
Yes.
And the chairman of the APC said, the governor of Benue is a very senior man of this party. He's a man of integrity. He's doing well. He praised him. He eulogized him so well. And then the following day, when the man went back to his state, and then trying to come for another meeting, the youth in Benue blocked the way and even struggled to remove the APC flag from his car. Which, for me, with all that has happened in Benue, with all the killings, which seems to suggest that the government, the federal government, did not protect
the people
and their properties. Rather, they were supporting the killers, so to say. And so the youth decided to say, you are not going anywhere. You either defect, or we will no longer support you.
You vacate the
so from what happened in Benue, it is clear that it's for the interests of the people that the governor had to defect, because they feel APC and the federal government are together and they are not doing anything to ensure that they stop the killings that is going on in the land. So the best thing he did was to listen, because in politics it is important that if you want to be a good politician, you listen to the plight of your people. If not, you will not be a good politician. So he listened and he decided to say, I'm leaving APC. And the moment he made that pronouncement, he became a very bad person. He became a sinner who embezzled. Well, it could be true that he did. It could not be true. I don't have the fact. But why is it that all this while, Adams Oshomole, the chairman of APC, did not say anything?
You can see the pictures on the air. That is about what happened in Benue. Yes, go on. Go on.
So you could just imagine that he did not say anything. Rather, he praised him. But the moment he defected, so the thing is,
I was somewhere this week where I was sitting somewhere and I had some market women talking. One was saying, hey, this labor man, this Adams Oshomole, he talks too much. He go talk the one he's supposed to talk. Okay. He go talk the one he's not supposed to talk. We don't even know which side he is standing. So that is what you are still saying now.
We cannot have leaders that speaks with both sides of their mouth. They speak something here and speak the other thing. It's like, you remember that you said those who have defected, they should go. I am not losing sleep. Just go.
He has used that terminology severally, and he said they have no electoral value. And I'm surprised that a new party leader can be using such terminologies on the air, issuing orders to ministers while some are defecting. Wait, hold on. Are you expecting some ministers to also defect? Because people like Igige, the way Oshomole is going after that one's holding his neck, Igige might also defect to PDP.
What is happening currently is just the beginning of what will happen
as
2019 is approaching. Because definitely many politicians...
Is that prophetic?
It's not only prophetic, but it's a manifestation.
It's a reality that will happen.
That will happen. Because looking at the current situation, definitely it's just for somebody like Saraki to come out boldly to take his stand. He has his followers waiting for him to decide.
They have already suspended their party.
Even though they have that is a state party executive. Now, if you look at even Adamawa, where the former vice president is from, if you look at Kanu, you look at even Zamfara, that the killings are unabated, taking place every day.
People are running away from their
homes.
There
are many are dissatisfied with
what is going on in the country.
System of way things are being managed in the country. The APC as a party has lost its value. And the PDP are taking advantage of it, because PDP are now reaping from the failure of APC. Let's look at what happened in Kanu. That of Imo. The deputy governor who was organizing press conferences and so on and so forth, projecting the governor while he was in Abuja in 2015, before the 2015 election, as followers. People like the Mararume and others. And when you impeach that governor, you have also impeached his followers. So definitely those both commissioners, special advisors, House of Assembly members who are loyal to him, definitely they will defect. And where will they defect to is another question. Also in Kanu, where you have Kwankwaso and the former governor. So this is just the beginning of But my own problem is the way the government is going about it, using the police, who are supposed to be neutral. Because presently, for me, I don't have confidence in the Nigerian police again. Because if you are in a country where your security is not guaranteed, you can just wake up one morning, a whole part of a country is gone.
Well,
and you have a police.
Wait. Let me quickly say this. You know, police are friends.
They cannot. If you say police are our friends,
hold on.
It should be a topic for another day.
Wait now.
It should be a topic for another day.
Wait, hold on. Police they are still our friends.
No, so,
hold on now.
Okay,
hold on.
Okay,
police, I still believe police are still our friends. You need to see what one young man was taking me through in Apo for the past 1 month, and I have to go to the police when it got out of my hand. And if not because of police intervention, I wonder how I would have been able to wriggle myself out of how that small boy was trying to just swindle my money and just feel he can go away with it. And honestly, when I visited the police station yesterday in Apo, what I saw shows that police is not just completely bad. I think it is politicians.
The leadership of the police.
No, politicians. Politicians are our problem. Now, even the leadership of the police, if you know how Nigeria is structured, they all take all the service chiefs and all these people, including the leadership of police, takes order from the commander-in-chief, which is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that is why the body language of the presidency, unfortunately, some of the things that even happen sometimes, the president may not be the one giving the direct order.
Yes.
It may be his boys and people. But all this, what I'm just trying to say is that we should not write off the police completely, though we are not happy with what is happening, the way they are being used at the moment.
That is what is giving rise to the call for state police. Because if...
Yeah, that will be for another day. Now,
it's lack of confidence.
Now, you have been,
yes.
I see you want to say something.
What I want to say is that when it comes to security in this, well, I will take us back to where we're discussing. Yeah. When it comes to security in this country, it's like it's a joke. When we have 300,000 police to police about 200 million people, and then when you have election, you have 30,000 policemen sent for election, and in Zamfara now, guess how many people they are mobilizing? 1,000. And this 1,000, we are not even sure if they are going to send 1,000. Is that not a joke? Where people are being killed on a daily basis, you are sending 1,000. When you wanted to, so to say, manipulate and possibly
take over
it, you send 30,000 and so many others.
Now,
anyway, let's move away from that.
Well, you can see another clip being shown about this is what they call militarization of politics. I just hope that these people will not see the way they are rolling out their tanks.
Yeah.
Just because
this is pure dictatorship. This is pure dictatorship, because in a way, when you give commands to the armed forces, to the police, that is not in tandem with the constitution.
But Mr. President looks innocent from the way I look at him sometimes. When he speaks sometimes, he looks innocent. I hope...
in the first question, is the president in charge?
Let's leave that for another day.
No.
Wait now.
He said that he's not in charge. He accepts, because he must take responsibility.
Don't worry. For us,
he sent police there.
For those of us, for those of us, the ordinary Nigerian, he is in charge until May 29, 2019, before we know whether he will still be in charge or whether he's there. What
I'm really saying here, because if you say he's in charge, as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the president of the country, you cannot give an order to the Inspector General of Police to go out to carry a particular assignment, and the the Inspector General of Police will not carry out that order. And even when he refused to go,
now
you, the president, is not even aware.
Because I'll soon go a break. Now, before I go a break, let me quickly find out, what do you make of Tambuwa's defection, the governor of Sokoto?
Well, you see, if you will recall, in 2014, he was the speaker in the House of Representatives.
Yes.
And from everything that happened, it's like him remaining in PDP was not going to favor his political ambition.
To be a governor.
To be a governor. So he moved. Now, that's the point I want to make. When he moved, you remember that APC, who was in the opposition then,
they jubilated.
Well, they jubilated. The PDP said, look, this man came with the mandate of the people from PDP. And if he's leaving PDP to APC, he should drop the mandate. And some of them, they said their seat should be declared vacant. APC say no, that it was because there was faction and all that. And now that the game has changed in their direction, people are moving away from APC to PDP.
No,
they started complaining.
No, it's a clear constitutional matter. Now, it's very clear. Once there is a division in a party, any person is free to defect to another party. And we are not babies. Every one of us can see that APC is divided into two. The RO APC is there.
Of course.
Buba Galadima continues to talk as one of the foundational members of APC. He said he's the authentic even chairman, because he said he's the other faction of APC that will come back to his own party. But so the point I was trying to make, in the case of Tambuwa, before this defection, he said openly that we did not vote for this killing everywhere. Say we did not vote. We did not vote for this kind of thing. This killing that is going on in country.
Exactly,
so in the country. So for me, that's why I'm thinking, it's like this defection is not about individual interests.
It's about the nation. It's about the country.
Because you see, the amalgamation of the political parties to become APC, for me, I believe there was a good reason to do that. To be able to rescue the nation because of certain things that was not right in the former administration. Whether we like it or not, there were a lot of things that were not right. So their coming together was to rescue this nation. But when they came together, it's like what is happening suggests to me that they did not know what to do with regards to governance, because there is a lot of confusion everywhere. And they are not good at tolerating opposition, which they themselves were in opposition before. Now that they are in the ruling party, anybody that talk, they are shutting down media houses up and down, using police to frustrate their opponent and what have you. So now, the defection of the man in Sokoto, the governor in Sokoto, is a good move because it favors the PDP.
Now, we are going to hold it there, and when we come back, we are going to look at the drama of impeachment and the harassment that is purportedly going on in the country, and which we are watching every day now on the air. Now, we go on break, and when we come, we take off from the issue of impeachment.
Of the House of Representatives, sponsored by the All Progressive Congress, APC, wish to notify you of the change of our political party from APC to the People's Democratic Party. This is a result of factionalization and division of our party at all levels of media, especially two different channels claiming leadership of the party. Make this notification fulfill the provisions section 68(1) subsection G of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and all other laws, precedents, and facts enabling us in that behalf. And I will need to start the name of the members. There are 32. What do we sign, Right, Honorable Piggy Brinata. Yusuf Kaki, Honorable Hassan Saleh, Honorable Sheikh Usman, Honorable Danbaram Nuhu, Honorable Nasir Ugari Sule, Honorable Garba Umar T, Honorable Walayan Tope, Honorable Makbila, Honorable Ali Wabam Kategi, Honorable Musa Adosanya, Honorable Razak Tuwa, Honorable Emmanuel M. Zenze, Honorable Rabi Chikaukama, Honorable Amuda Kanike AG, Honorable Ahmed Garba Bichi, Honorable Aminu Sheikh Shagari, Honorable Kabiru Mara Chita, Honorable Abdul Samad Nasuki, Honorable Garba Ibrahim Muhammad, Honorable Sanis Zakari, Honorable Ikani Benjamin Ukolo, Honorable Zakari Mohammed, Honorable Princess Funkia Edwin, Honorable Hassan A. Omale, Honorable Lawal M. Rabi, Honorable Bode Ayonte, Honorable Rufus Rufai A. Chechayi, Honorable Isa Bashir Salim, Honorable Shehu Ogungi. These are the members.
Yes, viewers, we want to welcome you back. We are still discussing the issue of defection and the current impeachment drama in Nigeria. We have talked a little bit much on defection, and at this second part of the program, I want us to concentrate more on the impeachment drama and the harassment that everyone is talking about. Let's start from the games that is on in the National Assembly, because that is the center. What do you make of the drama that took place just a few days back? The blocking of the Senate President and Ike Ekweremandu by the security forces. Many people have said that it was a plan to impeach them, and it's just that the plan could not. Senate President was very smart and found his way to the National Assembly. What can you make of it? Do you really see this as a good omen for 2019?
Well, it's a good development in Nigerian politics, because why am I saying it's a good development? Because with the way things were going on in this country, it's as if the consciences of everyone in this country is dead. Look at what Danjuma said. T.Y. Danjuma, Obasanjo, so many IBB, when the killings were going on unabated, people were looking forward for the government to do something to stop the killings. Like what the governor of Sokoto said, that is to show lack of confidence in the party that he also belongs. Because if you look at what is happening in the Senate and also in the House of Representatives, you will discover that the president is not a man that respects the rule of law. It doesn't have regard to our constitution. Because if we are practicing a constitutional democracy, then the president must respect the laws of the land and do things in accordance with the constitution.
But that's, you know, at the beginning, so I said, when you listen to the president, it seems to, he presents himself as like somebody who is innocent of what is going on, and many people are now saying we should draw a line of demarcation between the person of the president and the presidency. What the presidency? I hope you understand what
that is. Let me ask a question that yes, you will say, like what the question the former secretary to the federal government asked, who is the presidency?
That's what I want to know.
Like what I said earlier, and the question I asked, is the president really in charge? Because if
he's in charge, then he is the presidency.
He is the presidency.
Okay.
Because the boss stops at his table. He is the commander-in-chief. What we are seeing today, and that is what has led to this defection. Many have lost confidence in the presidency. Okay. We are no more practicing democracy, but democracy.
Do you think National Assembly leadership are actually being harassed?
Sir,
these are supposed to be members of the ruling party. Saraki is a member of APC. Dogara is a member of APC. Do you really think they are being harassed?
Yes, the truth is that they are being harassed because the ruling party have seen their body language that these people are no longer with us. And so they are being harassed. And the point is, when you notice you are in a party who have promised people heaven and earth, and at the end of the day, the party have denied some of the promises, and a lot of things that is happening in this country, they seems not to be in control, then you should think about saving yourself. You have to save yourself before your constituents. So they feel we cannot continue to stay in this kind of place with all that we have promised people, and then we are doing something else. So as they look at their body language, they are not with them any longer, body, soul, and spirit. They decided to harass them. And you see, with all that we are discussing now about who is in charge and all that, in your house, sir, whatever goes wrong, who are we going to blame? Are you not the head of your family? You are the one. You are the one that did not control whatever that happens in your house. So when things are not going well, you find a way of making sure that your house is in order. And so as the head of the government, when things are not going on well, you have to find a way. And that is what we've seen, that because there is no willpower to actually do the right thing, nobody is sacked. People are doing things anyhow.
Now,
nobody has been told to go.
Let's leave the person of the leadership of the National Assembly a while. Do you feel that the institution of the National Assembly, the institution is being kind of
desecrated?
Desecrated. Do you think so?
What do you mean by
the institution, the National Assembly as an institution? Do you think this government or the executive, by what is going on? The other time we had the issue of the stealing of the maize, and it's also from the investigations and everything going on. Many people have come to the conclusion that that thing was masterminded by the executive, and that's why the people could cross all the security agents and go and make away with the maize. And do you really think the institution is really under attack?
The institution of the National Assembly is under attack, is desecrated, is being taken for granted. Because for these guys, who from their appearance, when you look at them as a security man from the gate, you should know that these people, they don't belong where they enter. And sir, you go there all the time. There is proper security check.
The security
before you enter there is
so tight. They start they start the check before the main gate. Then after the first check, you go to the main gate where there's another screening by police officers. Then you proceed to the main gate where all arms of security, including the DSS and the National Assembly persons, all of them are there, where they will verify your ID card, where they will know whether your car can proceed to go into the main National Assembly complex. In fact, the security is so tight. When you have crossed all those hurdles, Then you now go to the entrance of the Senate, the entrance of the House of Rep, the main entrance of the White House that leads to the two chambers, and the entrance of the White House from the back. All of them are manned, nice, from morning till night. So that is why it is very clear that something really happened that very day.
They were aided by the insiders to carry out that that act, which is a shame to a country like this, as if it's a joke that such kind of thing will happen. And well, up to now, I don't know what has become of the senator in question and the people that were involved in this. So, sir, it is very, very clear that something is not right. And it all boils down to the fact that the National Assembly leadership is no longer.
Now, let's look at other impeachments that is going on. I learned that Otom has been served impeachment notice. The deputy governor of Imo State
has been impeached.
Has been impeached. Despite they said there is a court order restraining them from doing such. And which other person I had they were trying to impeach?
Speaker of Kano House of Assembly.
Speaker of Kano House of Assembly has also been impeached. Do you correlate that with the defections?
No, it's a sign of desperation. It's a sign of desperation.
Who is desperate here?
Towards 2000
who is desperate
2019, here? Yes.
All the politicians?
The ruling party is desperate. The ruling party is desperate, knowing fully well the effect of those who have defected. Because like in Imo State, because Imo State is a peculiar one, the governor of Imo State, in order to capture, is a sign of desperation also to supplant his
deputy
in-law.
Okay, no, to plant his
in-law,
to take over from
him, because the deputy is also interested.
No, the question of whether the deputy is interested in becoming the governor is not should not be doubted, because a deputy governor should expect that the next thing he will become after serving his master is to be the governor of the state.
Yes, now.
So that of I think
Madumeri, yeah.
Yes.
The only way to
kill that ambition.
Kill that ambition
is to
impeach him, even against court orders. Now, if you look at the violation of court orders and processes, that is where I said what we are facing today is not democracy. It's militarycracy. Because a government that doesn't respect the rule of law, the National Assembly is desecrated, the judiciary is desecrated, then how do you hope to practice this democracy?
When the rights of individuals
are trampled upon.
Free movement.
There is no
free association.
That is it.
Be trampled upon.
So
okay.
It's no more democracy. It's no more democracy. For the number 3 man in the country to be terrorized and dragged here and there because he failed to align himself to the years and the wrongdoings.
Now, the new chairman of APC, the former Edo State governor, he said he's not going to lose sleep over what is going on, and that these people have no electoral value. These people defeated. Do you share that opinion,
sir? For me, he's just talking, because whether you like it or not, this defection is going to affect
APC.
Certain party. It will affect certain parties. What do I mean? It was like this in 2014, and then they moved and a lot happened, and now What is deceiving APC is this. They feel their party is still popular, Mr. President is still popular, he will still gain his vote. But the truth is that with what has happened since 2015, between 2015 and now, especially the loss of lives and how bad the economy has become, a lot of people are no longer with this party. They are no longer interested. Because look, when you vote any person in the position of governance, you expect a lot from him.
Dividends of democracy.
Dividends of democracy. And if you are not seeing it, you won't just continue to say, it's my own, let him continue. So the truth is that it has a lot to do with 2019. It will affect so much. But then there is this calculation of how Northwest is for the president. Whether you like it or not, he will win Northwest. Northeast, he will win. And then
Northwest. Is it not Northwest we have Sokoto?
Yes.
Where the governor has defected.
Can he win Northwest?
That is what they are saying.
With Kanu out, Sokoto out, even Zamfara. How can you win? Let's look at Kaduna. Is the governor of Kaduna performing? Look at the killings in Kaduna South.
So, it is these calculations that have made them feel.
Even Kwara is part of the Northwest.
That Kogi, you can go.
Kogi,
Kwara.
Kogi is not central. Kwara is not central.
Kano.
When you look at the
Sokoto, all of
discover that is losing more
most of these people that the chairman say they have no electoral value, which I disagree with him. Those days, those 3 consecutive times that president lost election, these people were winning elections in their
senatorial districts, in their
some of them are not one-term senators.
Not at all.
They have been winning. So how comes it is now that they will lose their electoral value? So you could see that this is not true. The moment you are not with the ruling party, you are either an enemy or a corrupt person.
Do you see Oshomole as a chairman, as somebody who really have the capacity to put that party together to bring about cohesion? Because we are talking about all these eternal wranglings. Then I was surprised to see the way he's tackling a serving minister in his party on the air. Could that have been done quietly? Will all those? That's why I said, are you expecting some ministers to also defect?
Oshomole's statements is dividing the party more than uniting the party. A leader don't speak the way Oshomole is speaking.
Even some people are saying that he has undermined the president.
Yes, he undermined the powers of the president. He undermined the powers of the president.
They cannot disrespect.
And he put himself above even the president. He has put himself above the president, because for him to come out to say, if people disrespect the president, they cannot disrespect him. That means the president, I am above the president. Anything I tell the president, he must do. And that was because what he did is giving an order. He was ordering the president
and
to
it's
do
purely governance matter. It's supposed to be handled by those in government.
Because there is difference between labor movement and governance. Oshomole has not come to terms with his position as the chairman of APC. He still thinks that, yes, the way he speaks when he was a labor chairman, there is difference between a labor chairman and chairman of a party. Not to even talk of a ruling party.
Or being a governor of a state, than being a chairman of a national political party.
Because he forgot that he is taking over when the party is already faced with crisis. So, as a leader,
not face neck deep from what we can see. Because whenever I listen to people like Buba Galadima, I'm surprised. And I'm beginning to wonder whether APC will be able to put their house together.
So, for a leader who's supposed to unite the party, a leader is supposed to be a rallying point for those who are not satisfied and those who are playing the game of we are the Lord's. Yes. The party is ours. Whatever we say is final. You are the rallying point to unite every faction. But rather than uniting the faction, it has taken sides.
Now, because of time, we will soon round up. What is your last word on this matter?
Well, my last word will be that it is time for the citizens of this country to look for a neutral face. Someone that have not tested this.
From the moon?
Not from the moon.
Do we have someone?
Someone in Nigeria who is neither PDP nor APC. Someone with a vision who is willing to govern this nation. And give him opportunity.
This one, some people say, who is not a very old person, not too young. As people are saying, any person who has been a military officer in this country should not be voted for as a civilian. So what do you advise?
So that is what I'm saying, that we should look for a neutral person. Professor Kingsley Moghalu is there. Feladuro Toye and so many others. But I don't want to call a particular name.
Those names are very strange. They are not too popular.
No, they are. They are always. I've even watched one speaking in channels yesterday.
You didn't.
So I just don't want to call campaign for anybody. Okay. But I want us to look for.
Okay, that's why you didn't take from those who people are already pointing fingers to.
So
you want Nigerians to choose.
I want us to choose for a neutral person, like France did, who looked the other way and bring an independent and young person, and he's leading them. Okay. We could do as well.
Nigerians are listening.
We could do as well.
Our brother is saying, open your eyes very well and choose a neutral person. What's your last word?
Yeah, my last word is to Mr. President. I want to plead with him. The way the police are being used.
I know you are a friend of the president, so please offer this advice from the bottom of your heart.
The police are being used to harass individuals, institutions, and groups. He should call the police to order and he should desist from such actions, because it doesn't speak well of Nigeria's image in the international community, and also it will give credence to opposition to prepare for 2019 election, and it will not really agenda peace, because this will make...
Maybe, I think if I can understand what you are saying, the more APC continue to do this,
to use the police, many will acquire arms and ammunition to arm themselves towards 2019.
It is giving more political points to the opponents, campaign points to the opponents.
So it will make the opponents to arm themselves towards 2019, and it will make 2019 election. That is why I don't want this country to go into another civil war.
But we want to, we are going to round up at this point, and we want to advise that Nigerians should not take up arms, because at the end of the day, if we destroy Nigeria, there will be nothing to govern. And if we decide to go into this fight of two elephants, talking about the two big parties, the grasses will suffer at the end of the day, and we don't want that as a country. I think peace is a recipe for progress and forward movement. So on that note, I want to thank you, the Canon, Benjamin Agbejume. So let me pronounce it well, so that in case I want to contest, so that you will vote for me. No, I'm not contesting. I'm not a politician.
Thank you so much.
Smart Simon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I must say that we enjoyed your contributions, and I know Nigerians are proud of you. Viewers out there, we want to appreciate you and thank you for staying tuned this time. We hope to come to you again very soon. And look forward for that, because we're going to come up with more interesting episodes. In fact, the drama is just unfolding. And as the dramas are being unfolded, we continue to look into it and interpret what is going on. So we thank you for being there for us. I remain your host, Venerable J.O. Unwanya, JP. We'll see you next time.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and viewers and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN.